Now let's try and understand what are the possible challenges the students can possibly face while transitioning to higher education campuses. On your screen right now you can see that there are institutional challenges that students face. It comes from the fact that the infrastructure provided is inaccessible. The environment is not barrier free, which means there are no quiet zones, accessible classroom, technology both in terms of software and hardware provided to them. The campus in terms of their information manuals and guidebooks and resources is not accessible. And last but not the least, they might have the infrastructure but people have not been trained enough to help students be able to use this. Then we'll talk about the lack of streamlined coordination. We understand the fact that during admissions there's a need-based assessment that is conducted, and therefore it's very important to be able to understand the academic struggles of the students, social emotional challenges that they face, and basic daily life struggles, which should be not only documented but be coordinated with different departments to help them understand the needs of the students better. Whether it be disclosing their disability, advocating for it, choosing for curriculum which suits them the best, helping them understand how to navigate around the campus, how to be a part of more co-curricular activities around them. Lack of center for supports is another issue that institution faces. When there's no one coordinating body, office or center for students with disability, it becomes very difficult to disperse the information that has been collected around the support system that needs to be created for a student with disability. Lack of champions on campus is another issue, which leads to less awareness around the needs, the struggles and the strength of people with disability on campus, and therefore can hamper the inclusion part when it comes to their peers and colleagues on campus. Dearth of grievance redressal cells makes it very difficult for these students to go and talk about the challenges they are facing, and these are some of the challenges which will be very common in your institute. We'll soon focus on how can we streamline our actions to be able to process these struggles better to support our students.
So I was diagnosed, I think, at the end of first grade because I was diagnosed in school because my teachers thought I have a difficulty. In school, reading and spellings were a very big problem, and I could not read fluently and comprehend what I read. I was a part of an inclusive school, so they started giving me in classroom help, and like I had remedial classes outside the classroom also. It was a very impulsive decision. As in, I never really thought it through. I always knew that I want to be a doctor. So everything just fell into place once I took science. Dyslexia was a hindrance because of lack of awareness and acceptance. I initially did not know that I will be getting the PWD quota, and after a lot of research and I think my mom helped me a lot, we were able to avail the quota, and I got an admission in a Delhi college which is close to home. I think anxiety is the first and the most difficult challenge because I was, I think, bullied so much in my primary school and faced so many difficulties, not only with peers but with teachers, that self-acceptance was a very big problem. Obviously, I started accepting myself, but I wanted to push myself to an extreme and work harder, and I was already working hard enough. I think also excluding anxiety was working with a lot of content, and I've already taken a degree which has a lot of content. That's a big problem. So I think with anxiety, counseling has helped a lot. I've recently started taking counseling. Other than counseling, I do something called chanting. That really helps me. I think working with content, I think question and answer books that really helps. Limiting the content, working with what is important rather than working with non-important stuff which will not come in the exam, that really helps. Strategizing helps more. I think I'm very organized. That really helps. Other than that, I don't let go of things very easily. If I'm struggling with something, I'll come back to it again and again. I won't give up on it. So that's a very big strength. I think rather than focusing on what you're good at or what you are struggling with, you should focus on what you want to do and what you want to be. Like whenever there was this person who had asked me that you have a disability, let's not call dyslexia a disability. So I remember I looked at her and I said, I have two very beautiful disabilities. One are my dimples, they're muscle defects, and the other is dyslexia, and both are equally pretty.